Welcome to KeyedIn Manufacturing Configurable ERP. As we're cloud-based, I'll sign in through my browser now. Over the next few minutes, I want to offer why we think we're surprisingly different. You get both the solution, a full-featured ERP, and the underlying platform. You can design and configure it exactly how you want it to work. So our philosophy is that the system should conform to how you do business. We know that so often you're usually left to the vendor and what they want the application to look like. But with KeyedIn, when you want to make a change, you can do that now. And over the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how. Before we get to configuring the core application, I want to start with a powerful role-based dashboard example and a way to make some changes to the user interface itself. We've designed dashboards to be truly unique in that we allow you to mix types of analytics on a single page. For example, you see a visual report like the top 5 customers, the value of their open orders. A pie chart, I can hover over for more data and more information. Or if I look at work center load, I can see that in January, my quality department is taking up the bulk of our production time. We also have tabular reporting. For example, what jobs are running right now, and I could start to sort by work order, for example, and take large amounts of data and quickly sort it. We also have interactive style reporting. So for example, the sales order by customer status. If I don't know the sales order number, I can start typing and do a quick search by the customer name itself. This allows me to quickly find answers within the application and not have to bounce around through different windows or different areas. One more example of an interactive report. Job cost quick summary. I might be watching a job. I can quickly type in that work order number and instantly see the estimated and the actuals as they're coming in. And if I needed more detail, I could open this up in a new tab, quickly review that information, maybe understand the time card entries that are stacked up against this job. As I get a sense of what's going on with this job, I can go back to managing where I was. So what if I wanted to make changes to my dashboard? As it's role-based, this is going to change over time. So for example, what I might have previously been interested in managing scheduled on-sites, maybe now I want to look at a particular work center. I can actually go in and swap out the reports that I have. So instead of looking at scheduled on-site as a work center, I might go into my vertical machining center and start to look at potential overloads there. Back at the home page, I'll see the changes I just made to my dashboard. As I scroll down, we'll see that report is switched out from the on-site installations now to vertical machining. Next up, an example of how to actually change the user interface itself. Now we are a true multi-tenant environment, but what I'm going to show you here is a way to change your own personal instance. And this is a real differentiator for KeyedIn in that we allow you to make customizations, but only to your instance. So we're going to do a quick example, and in this case we're going to use a form. This could be really any form, but I'm just going to use quoting and a simplified quote form as an example for our business case here. So we do, by the way, have a projects module built right within the application. Out of the box, however, quoting and projects aren't linked together, at least not yet. But you as an end user might come in and say, you know what, it's really valuable for me to see that link tied together. So I can actually go into the form itself. I'll use this design form button. By the way, this is locked down through roles and permissions. So not everybody in your company would have access to make changes here. Okay, so here's the case. We're going to add a connection referencing quotes alongside projects. So I use an object dropdown, and this gives me a blank space. All I need to do is give it a quick label, and I have to link it to an existing database within the application. Now I don't have to know SQL. I don't even have to know the code name for the database. All I have to do is start typing. PROJ, project comes up, and instantly these two pieces, these two discrete objects are linked within the application. And now every time our users go into the quoting form, they'll start to see that project as an option. And I'll edit this form and show you what that looks like. Notice it's populated as a drop-down. So now I'm showing every active project we have within the application. We'll finish off our session with the process designer itself. And this is our proprietary, essentially a platform as a service that allows our development team to quickly bring innovation and new features to you, our end customers. Also, our advanced customers are actually making workflow changes themselves, and I'll show you an example of that now. So what you see here is every out-of-the-box workflow that exists in the application. In this case, what happens when a new customer is created. Now, you don't have to understand the coding. All you have to do is simply look at the visual cues. So for example, we create a new customer. Is a financial system configured? Is it QuickBooks? And if so, update that QuickBooks record as an example. Now let's say you wanted to change your instance of KeyedIn Manufacturing, and you wanted to know every time a new customer is created. All you'd have to do is go into the toolbox, drag that send notification step on screen, simply fill out the quick wizard, like an email address for example, and connect the dots. Now in a matter of seconds, I've changed the fundamental workflow of the application for my instance, and now I get a direct email every time a new customer is created. That's KeyedIn Manufacturing. Quite simply, why KeyedIn? Well, we know your business will change, but the question is, will your software change with you? With KeyedIn Manufacturing, you get the keys to the kingdom. You're not locked into your software vendor's constraints. Rather, you have a fully configurable ERP that's purpose-built for your unique operations. Let your competitive edge shine through in your manufacturing execution. Partner with KeyedIn.